Now listen carefully, because I cannot stress this enough. Burnout isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've been far too strong for far too long and not being refilled. So when emergency workers leave the profession, they rarely leave because you stop caring. I am back. I abandoned you for a little while because we escaped again off into the woods, and I cannot emphasise enough how important it is to find your groove outside of work and the hustle and bustle and the stress, and just to find yourself again and feel human, touch grass. That being said, if you've not had a chance to do that, you're not feeling human, you've not seen daylight in a rota's worth of shifts, and you've not touched grass, then I will happily insert some beautiful clips here of our little adventures and wanderings, and you can join us on our weekend away. So, it's another little chat about burnout, which I know is depressing, but I feel like sometimes people just need to air this in emergency services because, let's be honest, burnout is a taboo subject and you are weak if you burn out. Bullshit. Cannot save lives if you're running on empty, guys. And burnout happens when the output exceeds the input for far too long. But the input isn't always a paycheck. It's respect, it's autonomy, and the feeling that your sacrifice actually makes a difference to the system that you work for. And when you feel undervalued, every difficult task feels twice as heavy. And it's easy to handle a traumatic 10-hour shift when you're feeling supported. The system treats you like a replaceable number. Your brain stops seeing the purpose in all of that, and it only hones in on the pain. You don't just get tired, you get cynical. And you distance yourself from the work to protect what's left of your mental health.
Park looks like you for miles. I can't tell, but you've got GPS up as well.
Specific pressures that contribute to this, but I'm going to give you 3 of a multitude that creates a perfect storm of pressures. So you've got inflation. You spend your days and your nights saving lives, and then you're going home, and many of you are wondering how you afford the grocery bill, which causes a massive cognitive dissonance. And it feels like betrayal because you're told you're essential, but then your bank account's saying you're expendable. And then there's time debt. So emergency work doesn't care about Christmases, birthdays, school plays. And yeah, you do sign up knowing that that's the deal. But when they're just chronically understaffed, the sacrifices start to become expectations. And you're not just missing the occasional dinner, you're missing milestones in your own life just to fill gaps in a rota. Every shift has a physical and mental cost. And you're carrying the weight of people's worst possible days. And when that price to pay is met with box ticking exercises, resentment builds. So listen loud when I say this, guys. Burnout is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've been too strong for too long without being refilled. And when emergency workers leave the profession, it's rarely because they stop caring about the patients. It's because we can no longer justify the cost to us families, as health, future. And we're asking people who keep society running to run on fumes. And eventually, that engine will stop. This and you're in the services, you're not failing. The system is failing to sustain you. And if you're a member of the public, the next time you see a paramedic, a nurse, a police officer, or a firefighter, remember that the hero narrative is a nice sentiment. But what we really want are better conditions, better pay, and that's what actually keeps us in a job. Where was I? Every shift writes a cheque that your body has to cash. Your nervous system keeps a precise tally. High functioning burnout means giving your best to strangers and your leftovers to the people that you love. And looking like you have it all figured out on the outside makes it harder for people to see that you're drowning. Numbness is not a lack of caring. It's a biological shield against feeling too much, and the irritability, the sleeplessness and the cynicism are not personality traits, they're your dashboard warning lights. So you have to remember that you owe this job your skills, your focus, your time, but you don't owe it your life. Success isn't surviving a toxic workload, it's protecting the person inside of the uniform. And saying no to an extra shift is an act of tactical preservation. Peace isn't passive, it's an aggressive, intentional defence of your remaining very precious energy. The system will replace your slot on the roster tomorrow, but your family cannot ever replace you. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.